Bible. That everybody talks about. Everybody lives by. The Holy Bible. Yes, we have it ourselves. We used to be Christians. We have other books. And you have more books. We used to be Christians ourselves. We've been there. We was told the same stuff that you were told. Everything. About Jesus coming. About God. Everything. We used to go to church. We used to worship God. We used to pray to God for everything in our life. For the earth to become better. To go home to heaven. The rapture. We've been there for years, for a very long time. And we realized that all this stuff that we were taught was lies. It didn't make sense. Or it just could have been that he was talking to them at that time. People always say about Jesus returning. Did you know the Bible, this book here, do you know it was made in 1611? Do you know that? Back in 1611. Just a second. Back in 1611, this is when the book came out. Which means it was published in 1611. Which means somebody published the book. They written the book and published it to the public for people to read a story that they made. And we all believe this as if we was there or they were there when all this happened. Hundreds of years ago this book came out. Hundreds of years ago people been worshiping this book. God, Jesus. The same story has been told hundreds of years ago. Think about what I'm saying. Hundreds of years ago. 1611, hundreds of years ago. Even before that time, this was being written. Before it came out and been published. It was already written. Hundreds of thousands of years ago. The same story has been told thousands of years ago. Thousands of years later, it's still being told that Jesus is coming. Every sign that's in this book, it's happening right now. You want to know why it's happening now? Because it stuff happened before. There's nothing new under the sun, which means all this stuff that's going on has happened. They stage things to happen and make it seem like it's a sign from God. The Bible says, before he returns, there will be wars and rumors of wars. Nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. The sun will turn to darkness, and the moon will turn to blood before the great day of the Lord returns. Has all that stuff happened in our time? Nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. You shall hear wars and rumors of wars, plagues, earthquakes in diverse places. moon turning darkness, when the sun turning darkness, the moon to blood. You got the solar eclipse, the sun turned dark, right? You have the moon turning blood, right? We had them plenty of times, more than once. We had plenty of suns going dark more than once. We had plenty of signs of rumors of wars more than once. We had signs of plagues and diseases and earthquakes more than once. It's been going on for years. Think about what I'm saying. It's been going on for years. These signs from God when He returns. It's been going on for years. People have been worshiping, praying for years. Has anything changed since then? Or is things getting worse? But still presenting this stuff like it's new. This stuff is old. They've been using it since the beginning. This is how they gain their power. This book right here that you cannot burn, you will go to jail for it. I know my history. I know somewhat. Because history is not really important to me, because histories are lies. They teach nothing but lies anyway. You would know the full truth of a history. You wasn't there. So how would you know? You wouldn't believe what they present to you. But you wasn't there to know. How would you know this stuff is true if you wasn't there, right? But everything that's in the Bible has happened hundreds of years ago. Jesus still didn't show up. What's the excuse for His not returning? No one knows the day or the hour. That's one excuse. And the other excuse is only the Father knows. Or he delayed His coming for hundreds of years. But the Bible only speaks of certain things happening before He returns, right? Think about what I'm saying here. If that's the case, why do you have blood moon that happened, right? Not only a blood moon, we had a super moon, we have a blue moon, we have a harvest moon, we also have a wolf moon. You don't believe me? Look it up yourself, because I'm looking it up right now as we speak on this computer. This is what NASA says. Your government that you believe in with the special effects Earth that you never seen before. Never seen Earth in space. That's another thing. Space. NASA gives you space, galaxies and all, right? But does the Bible speak of planets? Does it speak of space? Who is lying? Somebody's lying. I want you to understand what I'm saying. Someone is lying about space. Someone is lying about how the earth was created. Either God is lying, or NASA is lying, or both are lying. Because if what science talks about is not in the Bible, then what's wrong with that picture? Something's wrong with that picture. That means the Bible must be lying, because it don't talk about planets. It don't. There is no planets in the Bible. There is no planet Neptune, Saturn, Jupiter, and all them other planets in the Bible. Nothing is in it as far as containing them planets. No nebulas, no dust clouds and all that stuff. There is no science in the Bible. But you worship this Bible. You say it's true, right? So where's science stuff at? Where's the planets? All this says is that God created the heavens and the earth. Where does it say He created heavens, earth, and space with all the planets? And the sun is in the center of all the planets and everything else. Where is that located in the Bible? Please show me. We have a problem because it's not in here. So if it's not in here, then what is this? What is this? You have people back in slavery time, black people, been hung, tortured, whipped to death, been separated from their families. These kids was taken away. Guess what they were doing at that time? Praying. But did anything happen? Did they get free? No. They were still being hung and everything to this very day. Y'all know that stuff's still going on. People still getting hung to this very day. Stuff hasn't ended. It's just less than it was before. This stuff is still going on. People are still enslaved. We're still enslaved. This is God, the almighty, all-knowing, powerful God, right? Watch what I say. Fuck you, God. What's going to happen right now? Nothing. He's not going to show up and do anything. Because maybe he doesn't exist in the way that you thought. We have to free ourselves. You can say whatever you want about this book. I'm holding it and I just said fuck God. And what's going to happen to me? I'm still going to be living. Just like all them bad guys, they still alive and they killing people like crazy. They raping kids, killing children, killing people for no reason. Where's God saving them at? Nowhere to be found, right? Where is he? But y'all worship this book here. The Holy Bible. The holy shit book. Got different types of books too. It ain't just one versions, it's multiple versions of the Bible. So what's going on here? We have a problem. When you pray for something, sit there. Don't do nothing. Don't go look for a job. Don't go buy you a car. Don't go buy you that house. Don't even look for nothing. Pray for what you want. Sit there and see what happens. And see if God will show up to you magically and give you everything you ever wanted without going to work for it, to make that money, to save, to get what you want. Instead, pray and wait. Wait for it. He provides for you, right? He does everything in your life for you, right? That means you ain't gotta do nothing. Because if that were the case, nobody would be working. Nobody would be working. They can pray for something, right? It never happens when you pray though, right? You ever got that car from praying? Nah, you bought that car with the money that you saved from your job. Because without you going out to get a job to save that money for that car, you would never got that car. God didn't give you that car. Did you go to the dealership and just get the car and say, somebody said to you, this is from God, this is your car? Did anyone on this earth ever say that? Nope. No one never said that. Have you ever walked to any grocery store and say, all this food, you can get anything you want, it's from God? Never happened. I'm not stupid, I'm very intelligent. You the one that's stupid, because you believe in stuff like this, not even questioning this. I'm questioning it, because I don't fear God. I don't fear your God that was created by men. You are the one that had the power. They stripped it from you with this. This book. The holy almighty book that controls everything. This book here controls your life. It controls you. It's manipulating you into thinking that a God exists that you never met in your life. You never will meet in your life because it don't exist in the way you thought. We're gods ourselves. You want to know how? All this stuff that's going on, the way you being treated like shit, being controlled and everything, you know, body heat is energy. If you have a spirit, what does that make you? People always say one thing that they never pay attention to. If you say that we are all part of God, God is within you, what does that make you then? Answer that question. What does it make you if God is within you? If God created you, what does that make you? That makes you a God yourself. That makes you one. That makes you a God. If you're part of God, that's common sense. They're not going to tell you that because they want you to worship this, which is them. The ones you're going to work for, out there in society, the people that you going to work for in the jobs, that's your God. Believe it or not. You want to know what else is your God? Money. Money is your God. You know money is so protected. Do you know if you burn it, you will go to jail for it? Do you know that? It's so protected over humans. Money is more important than a human, that if you burn that money, you will go to jail for it. But somebody can get away with killing somebody. Or if a black person get killed, especially a black person, the police officer get away with it if they kill them for no reason. But they have a reason. All these signs, but he still didn't show up. You got people back in slavery time that prayed for help from God, and they never saw him. You got people right now that's 115 years old, never even seen God, but still waiting for him. This should tell everybody something.